Hello to me, Smigos and Possible Migos. My name is Tav316. Welcome back to another episode of Reading Your Comments, episode 225. It is Sunday, or maybe Saturday, if you're watching this a day early on Patreon. For those who don't know, the Patrons have the option to watch these, as well as the reaction videos up to a day early, sometimes more. Regardless what day you're watching this on, though, let's go ahead and read some comments. Monkey Dust is a real one-of-a-kind show. If you like Jam, then you'll love it. Definitely worth a watch. Oh, it's that kind of show, huh? Oh, boy. Alright, well... haven't had any really weird shit in a while, well, unless you count Nathan Barley, so yeah, I'm down. A vote for me for longer comments videos? Yeah, that would require me changing this to being every 2 weeks. Spoiler, there will not be a Reading Your Comments next week, but that's not because necessarily I'm changing it already. It's because I am going to be GMing stuff at the end of the month like I usually do, but so there won't be one next week. Whether or not there will be one every 2 weeks going forward, I'm thinking about it, but I haven't officially decided. You mentioned a Robot Wars series that comes before Series 5 is Robot Wars Extreme, but it's a shame you didn't do the 5 special episode from Series 4. There's some great material in those. I mean, I still could. It's not off the table. I'm going to do Series 5 guaranteed, because I have those, their channel points requests. The first 3 episodes are. But everything else is still on the table. Any chance of a video of Traffic Cops? Is that a show, or do you just want me to go outside and film them? Still a couple of pieces of Ashes to Ashes media to react to. In 2008, there's a comedy sketch of Children of Need, and there's a longer skit made for Sports Relief 2010. If you're going to react to those, you should probably do them together. They have a combined length of about 15 minutes. Okay, so just like the Outnumbered thing we talked about last week. And much like that thing, that's something I could save for a rainy day. I'm not a fan of Michael McIntyre, but The Wheel is perfect Sunday tea time show, and I'll grudgingly admit he does host it well. I think so too. Like, I don't know if I could sit through a full one of his stand-up specials, to be honest, but I could definitely sit for another episode of The Wheel. The contestant wheel on The Wheel is usually random, and I remember an episode where the same person came up 3 times in a row, but maybe for this episode they made sure all the contestants got on. Listen, I don't want to necessarily accuse of anything, but I feel like for that episode, they did rig the wheel a little bit, just to make sure everybody went on. I mean, it was the first episode. You know they didn't want the same person coming up all 3 times. React to Celebrity Square's next Plays-Made a 2014 version will be better for you to react to than a 70s or 90s version, just because you're more likely to recognize more of the celebrities. I mean, not necessarily, to be honest. Most of the stuff I react to on here is older stuff. I've incorporated more newer stuff in recent year, but a majority, it's still older stuff. Interesting that you put this up here the day after the men's final at Wimbledon. Andrew Castle, the host of Divided, it was the lead commentator for BBC for that match. And let's just say he hasn't come off very well. Yeah, it's funny, I googled him after React Divided, and all I saw was a bunch of angry articles. I'm like, oh well, Jesus. Good timing, though, I guess. When I made Divided, it was a time where it was popular to make more nasty quiz shows, and it spat out a bunch of formats and useless hosts to see what works. Yeah, I mean... you know, again, it didn't really work. Again, I will repeat, I'm pretty sure that they were just he was just doing what they were giving him. You know, they told him, hey, you know, it's called Divided. Go in there and create division. He just wasn't very good at it. Some of our episodes of Divided have absolute twats on there, which made for a more interesting show. I'm sure I remember one person even saying, I'm only taking A or nobody gets anything at the end. You see, that's why I reacted to it in the first place, because in the Charlie Brooker thing, there was a clip of somebody really going nuts. I only was able to find a couple episodes on YouTube, and it's funny, the one that I found, they weren't divided at all. Rick Astley was a T-boy at the offices where Stock Aitken and Waterman worked. They heard his voice, wrote him a song, and the rest is history. Really? That's how he got discovered, huh? Shit, who would have thought? Did you know Rick has the biggest collection of Pixar DVDs in the world, and he's generous to all his mates. He'll lend any of those DVDs to his trustworthy friends, but he's never gonna give you up. Top of the Pop editions from 60s and 70s would be great to do next, Taff. Well, are there any not hosted by a pedophile? Because if not, it's not happening. If there are, then maybe. I despise the fast food song like I seriously despise it. Yeah, I mean, give me the sexiest man in Jamaica any day. Since the found poem was your favorite part of the Dave Gorman thing, good news, it's a regular feature every episode. It originated from Dave's radio show and was brought over to TV. I thought that was genius, honestly. Like, it's something so simple, but I just saying about him again, I know I'm beating a dead horse here, but he's just such an incredible storyteller, comedian. Like, on par with, maybe even better than Greg Davies, storytelling-wise. Those two are both really good at it, though. Honestly, you could react to this whole Dave Gorman series if you like it. Pretty much every episode is another great story and so many found poems. You know, I might just, because I'm concluding 2 monthly series. this month. There's 2 slots opening. I'm concluding Line of Duty, and I'm concluding Alan Partridge. So, maybe. I hear you say a while back that you'll be reacting to When the Wind Blows. I really hope so. It's beyond brilliant. Oh, I will. I'm planning on doing both that and Fred's. God help me. I thought this seemed familiar, but as soon as the Ugly Duckling went peep for the first time, childhood memories of this started flooding back. It's funny how that can happen, you know? How you're just watching something, you're like, oh, you know, maybe I saw this, but I don't remember. And it's just one specific thing in anything, and you're like, oh shit, wait, I have seen this. Alright, y'all, that's gonna do it for episode 225 of Reading Your Comments. The comments in this video were pulled from the following videos. Episode 224 last week, Michael McIntyre's The Wheel, Divided, Top of the Pop 6 and 7, Dave Gorman's Modern Life is Goodish, and Fairy Taylor, The Ugly Duckling. Again, there will not be an episode of Reading Your Comments next week. There will be the week after, where we'll pull comments from the previous 2 weeks' videos, including this one. I'm not officially moving the comment sections to the Reading Your Comments videos to every 2 weeks, but it is a possibility going forward that it might be every 2 weeks, just so we can have longer episodes. But that is it for another episode of Reading Your Comments. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Thank you guys for watching. If you liked the video, be sure to leave a like. If you didn't like it, don't. If you want to follow any of my social media links, they're all in the video description down below, as well as names on my Patrons. If you didn't know, you can be a patron of me for as little as $1 or £1, and you get access to reaction videos, as well as Reading Your Comments up to a day early, sometimes more. Well, that being said, though, my name is Taffy16. It's been episode 225 of Reading Your Comments, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye.